Okay.
Welcome to the Queen's Code podcast.
Sorry, I can't point in your direction.
How is everyone? Making sure that mic is right. Yes. It feels
great.
good to be back.
Yeah, we're doing better with the help of
Is that?
cognac.
Oh, I thought it was the peanut butter.
No.
I'm on that.
I need it all reliable
wine
tonight.
thing, okay? You know, just
You're unwinding with wine.
chilling. You're just
I like
sipping.
it.
We're just sipping. I feel like tonight we're just gonna sip and talk a lot of.
Shit. Sorry.
Feels like that time of year.
First of all, last week we spoke about hair a lot, and that made me just think like this. I don't think I ever showed my real hair on the pod.
Release the Kraken.
Oh yeah.
Was your energy
Yeah,
today?
So I decided
she
today
got
to
the
come
real
with
hair
those
out.
real hair.
Boom. I like
I'm,
it.
I'm very happy. I
What
was
y'all
looking at
thinking?
you.
What
I
you
was looking
guys
at you. I was
think?
like, dang, she got it all out today. Because I've always seen it like either slicked back, but
Funny.
never the full.
My mind went somewhere.
Listen,
I just think that fake hair just stay in place, and real hair is just a lot to look great, to manage.
You
to,
gotta like,
you know,
I gotta like hope and pray
a
and sacrifice somebody's son to make sure
I
it
feel
dries
like your hair's
right.
been thriving though.
I appreciate that.
It's been thriving.
I appreciate that because sometimes I'm like, why have hair? You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't dry the same. Not twice, not once. You just gotta hope for the best.
Not
It's a
one.
natural hair, yeah, it's a journey. It's a
Definitely
lot.
a journey.
So, but you know,
That's why I keep it straight.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm about to slap this in some faux locks, so
Okay. Oh, I can't wait to
Feel-
see that.
How y'all liking the weather change?
I love it. Because it's not
switch
too
up.
cold, but it's not too hot.
I can't wait for it to drop some more.
I can't
I
wait.
am not a fan of the cold. I used to live in Paris and London. I came to Miami. Why did I didn't come here for this? First of all, when I came to Miami, I didn't even know y'all could do this.
We're capable.
I didn't know. Then I felt it. I was like, ooh, like
You should have went further south.
what's
Right.
going on?
Yeah.
I like it for the fashion. Because, you know, you
Gets to
can
get a
more
little
layers, more
comfortable.
options, more vibes, styles. You could go streetwear, like I'm
right.
super comfy tonight. Or you could also, you know, do a little like the boots and all. That's cute.
I love me a good boot. Good
Yeah.
heeled boot.
Yep.
I used to kill boots, and I know my friends were like, if she wear this boot one more time.
I'm a sucker for thighs that can fit
Yes.
my thighs.
And I'm like, sorry, I can only wear it this time of year.
You gonna see every boot I got.
I'm going to kill him.
But
I
like,
agree.
just I just want to talk about something, guys. Tonight.
Okay.
Listen.
Get it.
You
get
know,
it off your
I'm
chest.
addicted to the gram.
Get it
I'm
off your
always on
chest.
that, scrolling all the time. And by the way, you know what? I read that scrolling is actually a sign that you might be addicted to stress.
Wait,
You
what?
keep scrolling. So I read that today.
Really?
Oh,
And
that's
that blew
completely
my
me.
mind. Yeah, and I was just like, wow.
I would.
bad.
I
But yeah.
wonder what the association with that is, because that's a bit much.
Because I guess the more you scroll, the more you get overwhelmed with information. It's like it's stressing you, and you're not
Yeah.
realizing that you're addicted to that. And
I don't
it blew my
scroll.
mind. I was like, wow.
Too often.
But one of those stressful memes that I stumbled upon was from Justin L.A. Boy, our boy.
He's funny.
Yes, I like him.
What does he got going on?
So we're talking about cheating, girl. You didn't see the one about cheating? I'm trying to find.
Oh yes, he posted a few things today, but that was one.
Yes. So basically,
What he said?
there you go.
You got it?
I
You
can't
pulling it up?
find.
Hold on.
Go in the chat.
Let's
Yes,
go.
I know, but
Okay, I got you.
okay.
It says the most beautiful woman in the world get cheated on too. It has nothing to do with looks. If a man don't have respect for you, he just don't. The comments were going crazy.
Yes,
crazy,
the comments
crazy.
got my attention.
What
I
do y'all
know.
think about that? We gotta digest that.
You know what? I had said something some time ago that says men don't respect women that they're sexually attracted to.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
So what's the difference with this? It says it doesn't
got a lot
matter
of
with
backlash
looks,
from
but they're
that.
still gonna he's still gonna cheat. So if he doesn't respect you, it don't matter about your looks or not.
I think that first of all, we're talking about two different things.
Yeah, I think
Cheating
association-
and
It just made
respect
me
is
think of that because it's like the way men were up in arms. And I'm like, it don't matter if she look good. Y'all just don't respect women if you don't want to. So why the
Yeah.
argument? I mean, if you don't do it,
Maybe
the defensiveness confuses me. I think that's what it is. Because you're defensive for what? Aren't you innocent? Are you speaking for your ancient brothers and brothers? I'm just being petty at this point.
I was gonna say I don't get the association. I feel like I see how you're trying to tie it in, but I really
I'm tying it in with respecting women regardless.
Oh, respecting women.
Yeah.
Okay.
To be honest, I think that it's a mistake to associate respect and cheating. I don't think it has anything to do with because I think that we see it from a female perspective, but men are completely different. And I think in men's brain, and I'm not trying to defend y'all at all, but I do believe, according to my experience, and also just talking with my partner, men can just cheat on their women very naturally without thinking too deep. Very instinctively, they can also, for example, they can, I believe they can receive fellations every day without telling their women and without being affected emotionally or any type of way. Like it would be like smoking a cigarette or drinking whiskey to them. I don't believe that.
Why do you think that?
Because I've seen, listen, I grew up, I had cousins, and just observing them with women taking care of them, taking care of their kids, being excellent dads, being capable of, holding it down in their just household, but having another life, like a secret whole life.
That doesn't mean, you're still
which
cheating.
means they would just naturally, and another thing too, I don't think that we are even aware of how much women play a role in men cheating.
Women,
because a lot, do you know how many temptations men see every day? Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you think I give a fuck?
Right.
You see how much temptation women see every day?
Right.
Yes.
I don't know.
But do you respond the same though? According on what we see, do women respond the same to temptation?
Women can respond.
They can, but do they though?
Women can respond the same, but
I think there's a level of consideration that one has more than the other.
I just think because it's been so accepted for so long,
and I think that's another thing too.
Men are just creatures of they see and they act and they have testosterone and they're hormonal and it just makes it so okay and so right for them to the cheating is like so like, oh well, they're a man. I hear that way too often.
I'm not trying to excuse them though, but are we going to deny that men are not women? Men are different.
Obviously,
they're built different. They have sex different.
Okay, I have a question for you. What do you feel like? From what you've seen growing up, because I've seen a lot of things growing up. I grew up with a house full of men too, brothers, uncles. What do you think that you saw growing up that was so different from women that made cheating so, you said natural?
To me, when you can show that, you basically feel the need to have two different type of lifestyles, and that you basically can provide love, understanding, support, financial support to your family, to your wife, and then on the side of that, you can also do these things. I used to just trying to understand, and because to me it's incompatible. As a woman, if I love you, I can't cheat on you. That's me though. Like if I love you, you're my king. Just think about cheating on you, that means that my feelings are already different. And I couldn't understand it.
But that's where men and women always... See, I see how that has been a rhythm for a very long time, or a topic of conversation. But I do believe that there are some women, maybe it's not the majority, that can cheat on their men and not be emotionally attached to the men that they're cheating with. So I just feel like I've heard the same narrative for so long that it's so natural for men to cheat because they don't get emotionally, or most of the times they don't get emotionally involved as women do. But like, I want to question. Hold on, let me have a question. Now that we're talking about cheating, let's first start to break down what cheating is, maybe towards men and women. What is cheating for you? What's cheating?
From the moment you start to do sneaky shit, texting is sneaky. Things that you can't tell me in my face, you're cheating.
Exactly.
Your energy, because I'm a very cool person. I understand a lot of things. I'm open about a lot of things. And I actually respect a guy that would be in a certain type of situation and that would come to tell me and share with me like, hey, listen, this girl, she hit on me and stuff. And and you know what? Yeah, I challenge you to tell me that, yeah, you took her number. Because this type of things can happen in people's life. I can take someone's number without wanting to cheat. To me, it's how you go about it. Are you going to be honest? Are you going to share with your partner and then never really use the number, but just in the moment, you just, an exchange happened. It was just, like casual conversation. Yeah, boom, boom, boom. Yes, there was attraction, but, nobody did nothing about it. And then when you came back home, what did you do about it? Did you go on your phone, stalk the girl, try to look at her pictures and shit? Or did you talk to your girl, hey, I met a cute girl. This is the relationship I want, where you can actually tell me these things because you're human. And I'm not going to judge you for that.
So cheating to you is
being is hiding,
deceitful.
Being dishonest, deceitful. There you
deceitful.
go. Deceitful.
Okay.
I like when you say like when they're unable to tell you the truth.
Mm-hmm. To your
like
face.
Say you have a boyfriend and you can say you saw something. You saw him talking to a girl in a corner or just somewhere. But he didn't tell you about that interaction or something like that. But if you did ask it, you can tell the hesitation. You can tell the mannerisms change, and now he's uncomfortable. It's like, you did something wrong, or you're thinking
you're not cheating, but you're in that zone already.
Yeah, because I feel like little small things like that. You know how they say, I don't know if there's really a gateway drug, but let's just say those small things can turn into very big things. Mm-hmm. That interaction, that small exchange. If you don't have discipline to me to be able to know how to maneuver in that situation, yeah, you're not blind. There's a lot of beautiful women and men walking around on earth. But how is it that you, like, because, like, the minute you're shady, you're shady. Mm-hmm. And to me, I'm honestly already going to be like, nah, I can't trust you. Because, like you said, if you can't tell me those things to my face that you were doing, to me now my brain is gonna go all on the whole rant.
So what are you doing without me
what
really
are you
knowing?
doing, and what is your intention with what you're doing, or if it's like a DM or a Instagram. I remember I brought up something to you the other day. It was like someone's going under different women's Instagram, right, and posting different comments and emojis. What does that do for you, and what is your intention with that? Yeah, because now to me in my brain, you're creeping and you're hunting.
Listen, I think there's nothing worse than being with someone who is a creep, like
predator, bro.
Because me in my past, because I'm sure most women nowadays will say that they've been cheated on, at least once.
Strange,
okay,
strange,
okay,
and horrible.
And when that happened, and that, to me, I just think being in that space where you're caught as like being a creep, like just liking several girls' pictures.
That's creep.
It's, first of all, as a woman, I feel ashamed. Yeah. I don't even need to know what you're doing with these women exactly, but like it's so, because I'm thinking straight up about how women think about this type of things. Mm-hmm. Those women's receiving these messages, receiving these DMs, observing your page where you have your life going on, like that's what I'm thinking about.
The amount of conversations I've been in where girls or women are talking about, like, damn, like, if she only knew type of, like, a girl we don't know.
Yo.
Right?
How many times
if she only knew.
Yeah.
If she only knew. And I was in that spot too. And I would go to the damn job and they all knew that bitch was cheating. Hoes, I won't forget that shit. You should have told me. I don't even think they watched this. But like.
Oh, he could have told. Yeah, it's like.
But like, if it's a girl I know, I'm snitching.
Oh yeah,
I'm snitching. I saw one of my homegirls. I put a story up talking about
that's
like,
a little sticky because what happens is if it's a girl you know ain't gonna do shit, or she know he's cheating and she just
okay.
Now,
she's
question.
fucking Stevie
That's a
Wonder.
good question. Do we
she's
say
Stevie Wonder in this bitch?
That's a very good question.
she blind by love.
she
So yeah,
can't see shit.
you know your
Because those are
girlfriend's
sticky situations.
boyfriend is cheating. Should you tell her?
Live action footage.
I be recording.
FaceTime.
I tell you, I call you right now.
FaceTime.
call you
Live
right
action
now.
footage.
Yo, I see.
Do you want to know why though? Because I always feel like when you report back without the concrete evidence, the situation is sticky. Like, oh, you just say, bitch, I don't want that ugly ass nigga. FaceTime.
No, me?
Is this your man?
Whether
Who's that? Because
Yeah.
that's not you. That don't look like you.
Oh my god.
Some people would say, "Oh, but what if she stayed with him?" It's not even my problem at this point.
Listen, I said what I needed to do. I did the Lord's work.
There you go.
I was the Holy Spirit used me to bring knowledge
to
reveal.
bring this message.
The Holy Spirit is here. Yes, to reveal a message.
So what is the levels of cheating? Because I think some men wouldn't think that going in, not even say a DM or messaging, what is
Liking a
it?
post.
Liking post, or it's not even liking, posting certain comments on multiple women's pages. To them, that would not be cheating.
I think that if you do something that you would not want your partner to do to you, you should not do it. If you do something that you couldn't articulate clearly without any weird emotions to your partner, you shouldn't do it.
I think I told you this because I'm like,
Simple.
imagine I have a man and then I see like there's like certain pages that are geared to like posting just beautiful black men. Like, what if I posted under one of them talking about Mandingo with hard eyes?
Luscious.
My man would be raging.
Exactly.
And you want to know the craziest thing? I feel like some of the times those men are like the most overprotective.
Yeah.
Because you out there doing some shady shit.
But of
Like,
course,
I don't want her doing what I'm doing.
First of all, that's another thing.
What would you call that? Would that be called cheating
First
to
of
you?
all, what?
Would that be considered cheating to you?
Manipulation.
What would be called? I'm sorry.
What would that person, if they were doing shady shit, like commenting, trying to get another woman's attention on Instagram?
And so I would not say so. Intention of cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Motive
can clearly
to
see
cheat.
your intention.
Motive.
Cheat.
you
And is that enough?
It's disrespectful enough.
That's enough for me to leave. I'm like, I'm no longer needed here since other women, you want to make other women feel special. I'm no longer needed.
Unless, so my whole thing is, if we have an agreement, it's a whole different situation.
What's the
And so
agreement?
some people have agreements.
The
Some people have left
dynamics.
things that they don't mind. Some people kissing is not cheating. Okay, some people flirting is not cheating.
Hold on. Pause. You're not gonna say
Some
that
people-
and keep going past
Why
it.
did you just
like
keep
you didn't
Oral
just say it.
sex for some people is not cheating. Girl, yeah.
Okay,
You talking about
so
swap and spit ain't
maybe,
cheating?
Yeah. Okay, so maybe if those things, even though I just know you know when you're being
Some
shady.
people are just bothered by the penetration. They don't want their woman to be penetrated by another man, or they don't want their man to.
because there are different
If
levels
a man
of
let
cheating.
a girl touch his arm, I'm like, nigga, what did you do to stop that? Nothing. Over. Like, no, please.
Why would you feel like you would be so quick to call it? Because that to me isn't cheating.
So do
but
you
why
think-
would you be so quick to be like over? Like, I do believe all couples have their thing that they consider cheating, intention of cheating, or maybe you have to go through certain situations for them to understand you cross this line again and it's done because you didn't have that conversation, even though some things to me are just common sense. But why would you be so quick to just...
Okay, so me personally, my biggest thing is to feel valued, right? If I don't feel valued, I'm not staying. I am not staying. There's no reason for me to stay. I'm not going to compromise anything of the sort.
And what if the person didn't understand, just because of their life experience or whatever, they didn't understand how to properly showing you value at that moment? Do you really feel like they will never be capable of it?
I would find that hard to believe because I'm a pretty open book and I lay everything out on the table beforehand. So then if you start behaving a certain way, it's like, you knew, so I have to go now. I remember talking to a guy
Some people
and
are
I
more
said,
cutthroat. That's fine.
yeah, I remember. My thing is when you give chances, that's your first mistake. I was talking to a guy and I said, when you start treating other girls
Could be
better,
your first mistake.
when you start treating other girls better than me, that's when I will lose interest because there's no reason for me to stay here.
I remember you saying that.
If I'm going to put my all into you to make sure you feel wanted, loved, valued as a person that you are, not what you provide for me, and I can't get that in return, there's no reason for me to stay. So if he gonna go around and DM and hard eyes and this and blah 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 blah, I'm like, okay,
That's
well,
gross.
yes, they could be pretty women, nothing against them at all.
Listen,
But
Hit
dude,
the like button and move the on.
We've laughed a lot about the whole cheating respectfully thing, but I gotta say, if you gotta cheat, do it respectfully.
Help! Amara!
You know what? Do what? Pause.
Amara,
All right,
what's in this wine? Move this cup
Slap
from
her
her.
with the fucking mud on it.
Let me explain
Cover it,
myself.
though. You don't wanna waste the
Let me
liquids.
explain
Cover it.
myself.
Okay, wait, yeah,
Because
you gotta, because
I'm
you
not
like,
putting-
I'm not
Say-
gonna
save
I'm-
the treasure.
By saying so, I'm not putting any man
I'm
on any
losing
type
my
of
mind.
pedestal where they would be better than anybody else. And I'm just saying, the same way people are like, we all have flaws, we're all humans, where men, most men are known for cheating. I said it. Okay?
So that makes it okay.
No, it doesn't make it okay. But what I'm saying is that if I'm with someone and that person is cheating on me, I would rather you to cheat on me one night that you were out of town with some woman, one night stand, than
A
you
whole
cheating
10-year
on me
relationship.
with a woman that your friends see. Okay, they know her. Okay, you open just wilding on
Amara.
Instagram.
Amara.
That's
Let her finish. Let her finish. Let her finish.
Because
let her finish the point.
me dealing with finding out in your phones in a certain situation, and we fix that between you and I, and me dealing with the eyes of the world on the top of the emotions that I'm dealing with, I think it's, I'm sorry, but
I'm getting a mugshot both times. Do not bother my peace. Period.
I agree. I'm not saying that it's okay, but I'm
You're just
saying
saying.
if it happens, I would rather it happen and it's something that stay between the both of us, because it is humiliating to have a guy. You're doing everything. You're showing to the world that you're doing everything for this guy, and this guy is showing to the world that he's wilding and not respecting you. And I'm sorry, but there's different type of cheaters. There's those that are reckless, careless,
yes.
disrespectful AF, and there's those that are sneakier and they would work a little bit more to not get caught. You know what I'm saying? Because
wrong,
they're
but-
still aware of, they're more aware and they care more about the consequences. To me, I'm sorry. I know you don't like that, but
Both have mental
what I
illnesses. Let's start there.
no, I don't think
I get
so.
what you're
I
saying,
disagree.
but-
Why would it be a mental illness? So that's like women being, I don't know, being over emotional.
Are women over emotional, or are we actually expressed all of our emotions as humans?
Compared to men, I do think that women are more emotional.
I feel like it's the opposite. I feel like when you don't exercise your natural emotions, you are more irrational than the people who actually exercise the emotions. Thus making men more
I like that.
over emotional.
Oh shit,
than
I
women.
missed it. Go back.
What I'm saying is
No.
people who do not exercise their natural emotions as human beings are far more over emotional than the ones who healthily exercise their natural emotions.
Oh, absolutely.
But when you over exercise it, what does that make you?
Is the people who don't exercise it because now they don't
maybe
know
they have an
how
explosion,
to right.
or they
Okay.
that could
Women
that
are
could be
known
another-
to exercise emotion. They're called over emotional or sensitive about it. But we're exercising our natural reaction to a situation or to something.
True.
Men do not. Right now, men are fighting to be able to do that, to be vulnerable, right?
That's right.
But a lot of men don't do it. So a lot of situations where they're raging, they never had an opportunity to calm the fuck down and actually react when they needed to. Over emotional human beings, but they blame the women to what?
overly emotional. What?
No, every time anything is geared to women being over emotional, they're trying to like gaslight. You're just being sensitive. You're just being over emotional.
Yeah.
No, I'm being human, and you need to know you hurt my feelings, and you need to fix your actions. Meanwhile, men want to stay hard, and then they rage at the wrong time because they held it in for so long.
This is making me think about a question that was asked for the Ask a Queen.
Are we gonna do it in the middle?
Let's
do it. Let's do it.
Last time I did it too late, so that's it. That's what the producer said. All right, so we we have a question from a gentleman who is asking us some question about vulnerability, guys. All right, so how open is it too open? At what point does men openness make them unsexy for each of us?
Sexy.
Woo! So
I don't think. Not for
yeah,
me.
I had to. Yeah,
For
I'm too
me,
sober to be answering all these.
you get a sip of some wine, girl. Get a sip of some wine. Put it in the water.
Put it in the water. Water it down a little bit.
I would say there was a situation where I was talking to a guy and he was going through a situation and he called me and he actually like really let out emotion. It wasn't crying or anything. It was like I can tell in his voice he was really sick and tired of something, and he was explaining the whole process of how he felt and what the situation was, how the entire steps. And I sat there, I was like, baby, come over so I can make you feel better.
That's what you said?
No, I didn't say that. Nah, I had to be supportive. Hello. I had to be supportive. I had to be the foundation. And I'm like, well, let me give you my thoughts on the situation. I agree, but think of it this way. You know what I'm saying?
Perspective.
I feel like I don't think there is no unsexiness. I just think men have a barrier that they're very scared of breaking. So they'll be vulnerable to a certain. They're gonna be vulnerable to a certain extent.
What did you say? I'm sorry, producer. You said something.
I heard what he said.
Women can do that.
I heard what he said.
What he said?
So if he wants to suffer by himself and stay within his barrier that he put himself in, go do that.
Yes, let's stay right.
But let's focus on the question at hand. I don't think there's anything unsexy, and I don't think there's a limit where a man can't be too vulnerable. Express what's natural to you, because it'll kill you literally if you don't express it.
So I want to say something. I have admitted previously in this pod that I have experienced domestic violence in my life. And I think that if more men were able to really like just feel free to express themselves when they're vulnerable or when they're feeling just at their lowest or weak, in a healthy way, there would be maybe less domestic violence. I was in a relationship with someone who was going through just such he just hated himself. And he felt very vulnerable and weak with someone like me, who have always been confident, always resourceful, ambitious, go-getter. So I was challenging his his self-love, and without even realizing that.
Just why you exist.
Yeah, and I think that him expressing violence, I'm not condoning, defending, nothing at all. But I'm saying that if I'm trying to understand certain things, I think a lot of those bad toxic things came from the fact that he didn't feel comfortable to express his vulnerability. Despite the fact that I was trying to offer this space, that's just maybe something that he was he felt capable to do. And just going through that, that was years ago. I've had time to reflect. I have time to grow. I have time to heal. And I do. Even if a guy would cry a river in front of me if it's things that people, we all go through things, and nobody. Who am I to judge you and say that you're crying for no reason? I will always respect someone who can clearly put their just put their feelings out there and own up to them. I think it takes balls from a guy to do that.
I wish that wasn't the thing, though. It takes balls for you to cry. Human, bro. That's a natural reaction.
It is.
Like, if a guy's going to cry in front of me, I was like, I am really glad that you're able to get this out. Because I remember having to ask a guy, are you good? Are you okay? Let it out. Like, one thing I'll have impatience in is helping a guy grieve through something when I know he needs to grieve, but he's holding it back. And I'm like, you're killing yourself doing that.
But you know what? I like
Learned
that
behavior,
it's...
though, so.
I like that
A societal standard.
men's mental health is trendy right now. I see a lot of things about it, and I like it. I enjoy
I have a
it.
question. Do you think men themselves are taking this mental health advocacy seriously? That they themselves are actually working through their barriers they've placed it themselves as well, as you know, and also seeing what society has deemed men to behave like?
From what I've seen, yes.
More and more. We
More
can
and
say more and more.
Because I think when you have representation, someone like you, and because a lot of people are using their platforms to, in a good way,
to address
advocate, and address it. I do feel like even if some men were like, "Oh, because you know you have those who will bash it to a degree because maybe they didn't understand it." I think the more it's being allowed, and the more men that are taking the proactive steps that they need to, I feel like I've seen personally, even if it's just a conversation they would never have. So I definitely have seen it working, at least for them to even be comfortable being like, having to say the topic of mental health, because you mentioned that before in certain communities, like a black community, and you're talking about men and mental health, and who's going to talk about mental health in a black home? So I feel like now that they can even say like, yeah, I might need a therapist, or I'm thinking of what mental health even is, because sometimes a lot of people are suffering but not even knowing what's bothering from.
Yep.
So I would hope that more men and more people would continue to take it seriously and not just kind of like bash it. I do think it is trending now, but I hope it's trending in a good way.
Right.
I take this topic very seriously. However, I do want to say that there are some men, just like there are some women who are extra. There are some men that they're doing the most. I'm sorry. They would blow your phone for no reason. They would go crazy, become obsessional, very toxic, very scary. And that's also because I guess they may not know how to express certain things. And if we just met and we haven't really we don't really have anything like too solid, and you're becoming threatening, or you're showing lack of boundaries, stuff like that. These type of things are alarming to me. And I think that we should also talk about these things because, yes,
especially because it's men's mental health month.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like at one point, as a woman, we want to help, we want to support, we don't want to make fun of, but at one point, do we have to say stop also?
I just feel like as women, we're here to help men help themselves. We're not here to help them.
Ooh, yeah.
Because you can't help anybody that doesn't want.
They have to put in the work.
It's anyone.
Themselves.
And as a manager, I always say, I'm here to help you help yourself, because I'm not going to tell you what to do. Because then you're always going to come back to me to find out what are you doing for the next day. And I hate that question.
Teach you how to feed yourself.
I'm going to teach you how to observe, see what I'm doing, see how I like things, teach you how I like certain things to look, to lay, to fold, color coordinate, blah, blah, blah. Do it. I watch you. I correct you if need be, or I just let you grow and figure out how to make things work for yourself. But I will never sit there and spoon feed you, because you don't learn that way. You just become dependent.
So to reply to our question, how open is too open? Because that was the question.
Ain't nothing that's too open to me.
Sure?
Not to me. What is it? What would be too open? Let's talk about that.
All right, so let's try to give an example.
Okay.
Let's say you're with a guy, you've been dating him for 3 months. After 3 months, it's kind of like a milestone type thing. I mean, I believe so. And, you like him, he like you. You've been texting, every day. Good morning, queen. Good night, king. Stuff like that. Dating, whatever. And at some point, the guy, you guys have very intimate talk, and he tells you that he has been abused in his childhood, and he tells you that with like heavy emotions, and a guy that showed you all signs of alphaness, manhood, you know, all those signs that kept you there for 3 months. So how do you react to a sudden moment of vulnerability? That especially if we're talking about something.
I would be okay with that.
I'm hyper vigilant, and that's like a good thing. And then I also feel like is like my self-destruct quality. So the first thing that came to mind when you asked that, before you even finish it, it would be like, without me asking it, I would show it through my actions, because my love language is like acts of love. I don't say much because I don't know. In my head, things are corny to me. If I say it, I ain't saying that out loud. I'm just gonna show you.
It's not.
You're gonna work on your affirmations.
Girl, we'll talk about this later.
I'm gonna get a journal and practice. But it would be, if I were to say something to him, it would be, what could I do to make you feel comfortable in certain situations? What is a trigger? What are triggers that we can work through? Because
I've actually been through that personally.
I don't believe in avoiding triggers. I believe in, I'm not going to give you a trigger for you to help you go through it. We're going to slowly get through this trigger together. Because my thing is, avoiding triggers, you're never going to get over it. I'm not going to spend my life, walking around eggshells around you. I want to be able to be with you in your entirety and you be with me in my entirety. So we're going to have to work through some hard stuff willingly, though.
I love that. You're such an amazing partner.
I'm gonna try to be if I can find a fucking willing one.
You will. You will. I actually went through that personally.
I want you to share a little bit.
And
if you don't
it
mind.
wasn't 3 months. He told me after it probably was maybe 6 months. Or
Okay.
more.
Oh, okay.
And it's because in intimacy he wouldn't do certain things.
Okay.
And because we naturally had such great conversations, right? I think that person is able to read the person that they are communicating with and how open they can. He said he hadn't ever told anyone that a babysitter of his when he was younger, childhood friend, sexually molested him when he was younger. And to me, it was like, I'm not gonna lie, like I was on the phone like wow, but it wasn't like shocking, right? It was just like, okay, another human being who has gone through something traumatic, right? And it just connected the dots, and he wanted me to better understand him, why he wouldn't do certain things or feel comfortable doing certain things.
It's actually beautiful.
But
it is.
Right.
And it shows how much you are so important for him.
For him to listen, it ain't you.
Yeah, he was a really great guy, and he was honestly and he said, like, it's so weird that I feel so comfortable telling, because he hadn't even told, and we worked through some things, like, maybe you should think of maybe talking to a therapist, because he had to still see that family member, when a family member's friend at get-togethers. And I think for him, coping was, like, just pretending like it never happened. And he literally said it wasn't until we started dating that it surfaced up again, because I was the first person to ask him, like, okay, why you, just because we talk really well,
right?
Why don't you just conversation? And then he didn't feel comfortable telling me right away, because we were just talking, and then one day I feel like he had to say
it out.
And I was just like, okay, well, that makes sense, and I didn't bash him for it. I didn't. Obviously, it's something.
How did you feel? How did you feel personally?
When I felt grateful that he wanted to tell me something that big that he had never told anyone else. And then I felt really bad for him. I felt sad for him, because I could tell that he was suffering with that for a very long time. And I could tell he felt ashamed even kind of telling me. But I feel like it was his step towards, like, hopefully figuring out what he needed to figure out.
Right.
I'd rather have a man that look at me in my eyes and tell me this type of truth about him, than having a man who trying to keep it deep within himself and hit me, or just is super toxic and destructive even with his words towards me.
Right.
Because that's what I'm saying. There are some people, they go through stuff, they don't know how to express it,
and they wouldn't tell you, because he could have easily, we could be intimate, you don't want to do certain things, and then he get angry at me because he doesn't want to do certain things,
right? Rather
than just saying, like, and I know it's not just saying, but I've been through something very traumatic, like this, and this. This is why I can't do this, and this, because it brings me back to that experience.
You know what, babe? I'm glad that he was able to find you because
Yeah.
you are an amazing person as a listener. You're an amazing soul. You can respect people and also give that safe space that we talk about all the time and that we all need. That's amazing.
Yeah. So it's kind of crazy because I wanted to say when you first asked that question, sometimes too much is too much. But I don't think it would be with things like that. There are certain things where it's like, I'm going to need you to hold it down, figure your brain out. Before
What would be too much?
I don't know.
Maybe because I've never experienced anything on that level. If it's someone I like, though, I don't think too much.
That's why I'm like, I don't know yet.
It's very simple for me.
Yeah.
If you get in a vulnerable moment admitting something that you did was wrong towards someone like a woman or a child, it's over. That's period.
That's a good point.
Oh,
Period.
yeah.
Because,
we actually
listen,
talked about that.
That's a
mental
good
health
point.
is real.
Right.
That's a good
And there are
point.
people going through things that I can never explain. And as a mother, there are stuff that to me, it's just my limit now.
Yeah.
I
We
can't
talked
go further
about
than
Nicki
that.
Minaj and her,
Yeah.
her
Yep.
guy. But I think
Exactly.
But you know what's crazy?
That's
like,
too much for
if,
sure.
If I'm dating a dude 3 months or 6 months or a year, and he like says, "Oh, this happened," I'm like, that will always be in the back of my head,
Yeah.
and it would always be, well, it's gonna be a matter of time until I'm the next victim. I would have to exit the premises.
I personally, if you wait a year,
That was a good example.
you better wait like the maximum I give you is 3 months to tell me the whole truth. That's me.
And nothing but the
If
truth.
you wait 6 months, if you wait a year, and I'm really involved with you,
Oh,
That's
that's disrespectful.
that's
And that's
disrespectful. And I'm on, yeah.
Let me the newest thing that I saw that developed on TikTok. TikTok is going through like multiple dramas right now, and one of them is a guy. He received an epiphany apparently, and I don't remember who gave them that, but if it was a woman or if it was another guy. He was with this woman for a very long time. This woman has kids, right? What you just said just triggered this thought. And he proposed. So they were engaged. I'm not sure how long they were engaged for. Maybe a year. Who knows how long they were engaged for. He said he got an epiphany to see like, well, if it's a preference to want to date people with no kids, then that's what I'm going to do. Called off the engagement with a woman. Called off an engagement with a woman he created a life with, created a bond with the kids with, to all of a sudden cut it off
careless.
because of a preference that gave him an epiphany for. And he was like, yeah, so I never knew I was going to get this type of feedback from y'all kings. Like a king messaged me the other day and said, oh, thank you, because I watched your video. I called off the engagement with the woman that I was with because she has kids. So I'm going to find me a woman with no kids. And I'm just like,
That's careless. though.
you're going to break off a bond you created
That's careless. You should
from a proposal you did.
Yeah, you should have figured that out. There's certain things like you need to. This is the thing in relationships and dating. There are things. Yes, we're growing people and we're growing humans, and there are things we figure out along the way. There's things you need to come into the relationship knowing.
Right.
You don't create attachments to that degree, and
So
then just one day
strange.
and wake up and say that to me is careless. And if you can be careless and reckless like that. Thank you.
I think that says a lot about the person.
She dodged the bullet. It's going to
Thank
be
you.
painful for her, but she did dodge a bullet. But I would say this, people, and this was, I say this point a lot depending on the conversations that we talk about. When people don't know what they want themselves, the relationship will
everywhere.
never work. They don't know what they want from their partner ever. So they can always say, oh, women are this or men are this. You don't even know what you want from them.
They don't know the foundation of what they want themselves. So until you figure that, that's why they say date yourself. Date
Exactly.
yourself. Figure out what you want, because when you get into relations with people, there's an agreement you guys are forming with
compromise,
one another, right? So now you have someone attached to you on certain levels, and then tomorrow you wake up, you know what? I really want this. And that is, I'm not saying it's fully wrong to change your mind, but it's really good to know what you want in the foundation of like your relationship. That is an extreme example. I'm gonna call off a whole wedding.
I think it's more and more difficult to know what you want in nowadays society.
Oh yeah.
Social media plays a big part of that. you think you want something, and then
you see something you like, and you think that's what you want to go for.
Exactly. And
like, for instance, I might want a man who's like, who makes money, he's in the office, he's dapper and wears suits all the time, and his personality may be trash. Those type of men may be just
or maybe
trash.
he's dingling, not even working.
That's so unfortunate.
When you
say not working, can you specify like just he has a dysfunction,
whatever you want to call it?
It's just not hitting the spot.
It could be several reasons why it's not working. It could be size wise, could be other things wise. Whatever, it's not working.
Medically, unfortunate.
I don't know. Would y'all want to date somebody that their penis not working?
Like medically not.
Would men want to date us if our punani was not working?
Now they would talk trash. They would hit it and then talk trash. Hush your away.
Her
you wanted it. That was not your but what you complaining for? Shut up.
I'm sorry, sir.
Keep quiet.
I feel like more women need to be as cutthroat as these men.
I agree.
Can be.
And pro-choice. Yeah. A lot of their egos come with dropping the seed because they can.
A lot of times we're accused of not giving men the space they need to, show all this vulnerability. But I do think that we actually, women, we're really nice. We give a lot.
You know what? I had this thought today.
Most women are more nice. Most women are more tolerant than a man will ever be.
That's right.
Yes.
That's just
so
real.
I had this thought.
We forgive things that a man would rather even kill himself before forgiving us for cheating. Sometimes.
Literally. You ever see the same page that y'all reading from? I think he had posted something like where a guy was like men, would you forgive your girl for catching you cheating? When I say I cried 1,000 nights,
the comments,
right?
I cried 1,000 nights, and I'm like,
you know what?
Excuse me,
right? You know what? I feel like it's a great point because I think men do not take how we feel as women. They don't take it as serious as how they feel as men.
Because just because they don't
happens.
Because they don't feel, they don't feel the emotional attachment to it.
They think the balls and the stick is the only thing that matters in terms of pride. It doesn't. It's not true. And I'm going to tell you right now.
And I also think because sometimes they don't think of it as in the same way that we do with certain things, even though
I think about?
If it's done on the other foot, it would be horrible.
That. Well, it didn't matter to me, so it shouldn't matter to you. But it matters to you, so it matters to me. If you don't sit your dusty ass down,
right?
You know what I think? I think that when a man gets cheated on, he automatically thinks about one of those two things: his woman sucking dick, his woman getting doggy style, and that affects them deep. To a point that some of them can even attempt to just be done with their lives.
And it's crazy because it's like the same things, the things you would not want done to you, whether it's as simple as flirting with a guy or flirting with a girl, you wouldn't want it done to you. So going back to what you said. Do the same thing, but they don't do that sometimes.
Why?
Because I don't know, because they don't find it as, I feel like going back to saying they think it's emotional attachment for women.
They think it's okay for them.
But then they think I feel like men, because they aren't attached to the idea of cheating as in emotions, they're like, oh, I just had sex, or I just got my
all right. How many times all of us black women here in this room have heard black men don't cheat?
I'm gonna throw up. I have a friend. I'm gonna shout him out. I'm gonna shout him out.
How many times?
I'm gonna shout him out. Jason, you say this with all your heart. Fucking liar.
What did he say?
Black men don't cheat.
Charlemagne says
I know he doesn't. I know for a fact himself, he has a great personality. Ladies, he's single.
Single.
But
Kevin Summers says,
do not spread the false narrative that black men don't cheat. Not that we're gonna fall for it. We don't. We live it every day. But we get married men in our DMs. We see this.
We get married men
in
hold
our
on.
DMs. You didn't get it.
Oh my god.
You didn't get it. Sorry guys.
You talking about?
You guys didn't get it.
I thought this was a general question, or you were being petty.
No, that means when a black man says black men don't cheat, to me, they imply that cheating is not cheating.
Yeah, because they don't look
I
at it
wasn't that-
the same.
I was on that. I wasn't on
They're
that level.
implying that they're just exerting some type of right that they have as black men, because apparently black men are just naturally inclined
to a brothel?
to do something natural. So it's not really cheating because it's just normal. That's to me, that's the thought
Let
behind
me tell you,
the
I got
statement.
tolerance for a few things. If certain things are not discussed in my relationship and I catch you doing some dumb shit, we're going to have a discussion about it one time. After that, depending what it is, it's not penetration, it's not kissing.
Yeah.
Doing some things that I feel look a little shady one time.
Everything
After
shady.
that,
We're done. Sorry. You're done.
because to me it's like, if you know that's shady, and if you don't want me to do it,
Listen, if I did it, how would you feel? And he hesitates, I'm out the door.
if I did it, how would you feel?
Step out. I leave.
What happens if you did do
Stoops.
it? They stayed, and then you did the same thing back.
If I haven't,
That's why people stay in relationship, because it's like tit for tat.
That's horrible. You should never do that in your relationship.
if
But
I haven't came across,
if you did that and they stayed, and then now if
It's
you
my
did
turn.
it and then you did it back, and then you're like, fuck.
if I haven't came across so many men who seems that they do not realize, understand that their actions can actually be very, very painful,
Yeah.
and cost them cost them a lot as well.
Like trust.
I would just be also very harsh on men, and I'm really not trying to defend them, but I do believe that most men will never really understand how to value a woman if without going through losing a very valuable woman.
Oh, that's correct.
I do
agree.
believe that they don't, the same way, you see how, for example, me, I'm the type of person, if I really find, I came across my king, when I found he was ticking all the boxes, I was like, yo, I better come correct with this guy, because I don't want to give him a wrong opinion about me, and I don't want to lose him. So I come correct every single day. And I'm thinking, like, men, I don't think men really, they do have that type of
I think
thoughts.
some do.
They do.
Some
They
do,
do.
yeah.
The most evolved ones. They do. But
Rare Pokemon?
but it's like
She didn't get it. It's
I
fine.
got it.
chemically
I
how your
appreciate you.
brain, how I just feel like chemically how their brain works when they see a booty, when they see just a woman
Damn,
just
is
with
that easy? I'm not gonna lie, though.
lips,
When I
looking
see
at
a-
them smiling,
When I do see a dude's booty, I get it sometimes. I get it. Especially if it's gray sweatpants season.
Gray sweatpants
girl,
season.
My
you
bad.
you
My
forget
bad.
those things, the boundaries. So I I'm not trying to find excuses for them, but I just take them for what they are.
They what?
I just want to look
I
at
do
them
not.
for what they are.
I do not.
Yeah, and I think that I believe I have like 50%, 45% animal in me, and I believe
I
a lot
agree the
of
same
men,
thing too, but
Yeah.
I believe
man,
in
a
high
lot
quality.
of men is 70%.
I believe in high quality people, so I will
Okay.
make sure you know. Oh, you're one of those. We can't
wanna
be
know?
we can't be friends.
You know what? You said something very valuable. I think when you do have certain caliber of men or men who have gone through a certain level of heartbreak, if they go through, not all the time because not everyone learns from their mistakes, but if they lose someone very valuable due to their mistakes, sometimes that will have someone shape up for the next person.
Yeah.
And they won't want to, do things that are disrespectful and naturally.
Yeah.
So, and hopefully they shape up. But to me, it's unfortunate that women, like, to me, what's wrong and right, but we have this whole thing that they're men, and I still can't get over that. Like,
Oh,
in
no,
my
I don't
Like,
take
I
that
understand it,
at
but
all.
I don't understand it in the same breath, because I feel like that just gives them a way out. Like,
I
yeah,
agree.
we're men.
I agree.
We're men. We have to.
And
Our
that's
boys
what-
will be boys
And that's kind of
mindset.
all they're looking for,
And
right?
and I feel like because that narrative is fed so much, you're like, remember, we're not perfect. We're
Makes it too
men,
easy.
and it makes it so.
And
easy.
I'm single.
Do you not?
See you later.
Do you not understand? Women have to know how to control themselves too, to be disciplined. Matter of fact, do you know how disciplined we are as women when we have men hunting us all the time, whether we are married or not?
It's thrown at
In
us
the
at this point.
relationships, men are always hunting us. We are always being chased, right? Can you imagine how disciplined we have to be?
Especially if they
So to
fine.
me, that's not an excuse sometimes.
So let's talk about that. Personally, I don't feel like I have to be disciplined because I made up my mind that I have found the best man in the market for me.
Well, because he's giving you a reason.
Yeah. So I'm not really working
so
hard.
women ain't giving most men reasons. That's crazy.
No, but I'm not. It's not really that. It's just that I'm not really like. I don't feel like I have
I'm
to
just
work
saying
to be disciplined, to be faithful
That's
to him.
you. That's great. I'm just talking about it as far as man and woman. Like, there are some men that could say, okay, saying what you said. You're saying it's like innate for them to not be as disciplined as a woman is because of animal instinct, right? That's, to me, in my brain, that's crazy.
That's like an
I
excuse.
feel like that's an excuse, right? Women could have to be disciplined too. Some women get a little bit more.
So why do men cheat that often?
Because I feel like
Societal
they're not as
standards.
disciplined, and because they get so many passes, they just,
Listen, the world
I'm
has
not-
made it seem like
it's just
men
so
naturally
okay.
should be
All right,
polyamorous.
So
I just feel like if we had men on here, maybe they could break something down to me
My
on
thing
another
is-
level in my head that would make me understand it a little bit differently. But I'm just saying, it's discipline. Control your damn dick. That's really it. Control your mouth.
I like that.
Right? Control your actions. When you live a disciplined life, you can go so much further. And discipline is in every aspect of your life.
All right. So, hold on. We've talked about a lot of things, guys. We've talked about men cheating. We've talked about men being vulnerable and us, how we react to that. Now I want to combine the whole thing in one question.
Ooh.
Before we leave, because it's been more than an hour and we're here.
It didn't feel like it. I
It
could
didn't
talk-
feel like it.
No,
'cause I could keep
this type of
going.
topics, and we're gonna be talking about this after. But right. So my question now is: a guy gets into this vulnerable space when he starts to reveal certain things that he's done to you, meaning cheating.
Ooh.
So let's combine the
I
whole
like
thing.
this.
Yes.
I like where
see,
you're going.
see what I did there?
I see
what
what you did there. Go ahead, finish.
I'm waiting for the question so I can go the fuck off.
He's ready to bite me. I love you. It's not me.
I know it's not, but I'm ready to go the fuck off. What's the question?
Amara.
So, how would you react to a guy who gets vulnerable enough to say, "Listen, at the beginning, you've been dating for like past than a year, and he's like, and he's serious, you're official, exclusive, and all. Calm down." And then he's like, "All right, you know what? Because of so and so issue, I've been coping with my way, and at the beginning of the relationship, I cheated on you."
That's hard.
How would you react?
Ooh, that's
he
hard.
comes clean because
hard, but
with some real intentions, he loves you.
Why the hell did he mention it?
Because I don't know, girl. Listen, conversations happen in couples. and
Change
shit.
in mindset. I actually went through that same exact
Full
thing.
moon.
Okay,
Who
so
cares?
it's the full moon. Who cares? What did you do?
Done it. Good night. Have a good life.
You left.
Out the doors.
Okay.
Stay for what?
Okay.
You ain't take it seriously in the beginning. Why am I gonna take you seriously now?
Why
I
would
do
you do?
appreciate the fact that he was upfront and whatever.
He went
But-
up front. He was
right.
It took him a year to be up
But-
front. But
I am not the person to care. You did that. That is my deal breaker.
That's a deal breaker, and it's your right.
Period.
It's your right. Totally.
Period.
he said
So-
he cheated within the first.
At the beginning of the relationship. So at the beginning, there's a stage where dating, everybody
Phasing
has
out
options
people.
open, then exclusivity starts, and then at that moment, people are supposed to be straight. But some men, they take more time than others to get in line. So this one in question, it was cheating at the beginning, and he came clean. He said that to you a year after. What do you do?
I always see it as a tactic sometimes. I'm an overthinker. That's my problem. But guess what? I'm gonna avoid a situation if I can. So
yeah, because my brain gonna be like, you cheat.
So scenario, we've been together a year.
Okay.
He decides to say, yo, I guess the Holy Spirit touched his heart and said, you need to confess some sins. He decided to say, hey, in the month 1, 2, or 3, I was doing this, and this because, I was in a different playing field. You didn't take me seriously in the beginning. That's not going to make me feel comfortable around you.
Ooh,
I'm not going to be here feeling like, I'm so glad you were vulnerable and you told me you cheated. You didn't take me seriously in the beginning, and I did. I no longer feel validated here. Why will I stay?
I can't wait to talk.
I don't know because Ali going to be having fun too. So Ali is me. So because I'm free until there's boundaries set. I'm very free until there's boundaries set. I'm like the person who needs rules.
Just think about revenge.
Oh, you need her face. The rules be said. Hey, hello, we're together now, so nothing else, right? Right. Okay, cool.
Like, you
and
two can play that game. That's
two can play that game if you see the movie.
Okay,
you don't want to go there. It would depend on what the conversations we were having were like. Were we exclusive?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Hold on.
Cheating,
this is not a beginning of a relationship, or this is the talking stage leading into a relationship.
No. I'm saying.
So she said
okay, so I'm gonna repeat it.
Okay, yeah.
There's the talking stage. Past that talking stage, y'all decide we're exclusive. But the guy is not fully ready. He's ready to be with you, but he's not ready to stop what he has going on.
Oh, yeah, I'm out of doors.
And that's very common for men, I have to say. That's very common. So, and women too. Oh,
yes.
That's my girl right there. So, what's your reaction? She said, F that. How about you?
Yeah. I feel like I would want to say F that, depending on how... I don't have a clear-cut answer for that.
Okay.
I don't.
That's real. I like that.
That is real. I feel like I've been saying that a lot lately. Like, bitch, these questions getting harder.
You're just gonna put him on pause
because
and do you for a minute.
I was gonna say, knowing me, I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna have to process, and then if I just feel real icky about it after a while because there's things I'm not comfortable with, because the whole year has gone by now, and now you guys are invested in a different way because there's levels to this, right? And if it bothers my spirit, I'm not in it, so I don't know. Sometimes these things, when you're in it, is completely different. We could say what we would do off of what we think we would do, but knowing myself, I would probably process it, but then I probably would have to dip out for a little bit and reevaluate myself.
And that's totally fine. Like it.
What's your answer? I'm ready.
I'm like, I don't really
what you gotta say?
know.
I love you. What you gotta say?
So me,
I would want
first of all, I'm very much attracted, and I love someone who can come clean about what they did. I've met a lot of guys who would allow you to see them in the bed with the woman and tell you it's not me.
Oh my God.
I've met a lot of mind twisting niggas, a lot of manipulators, a lot of people who just would not have the respect to look at you in the eyes and tell you the truth. So first, you marking points with me personally, if you can be honest, from yourself, without me having to go through your phone, without me having to notice things on Instagram, without me having to notice things in the real life. You come clean because you realize things about yourself, and you're maybe in a moment of growth, and you're saying your truth. Who am I to say, to judge you for that? I won't judge you. Now, if you are someone that within a year you've marked my life in ways that really matter, I would not allow this mistake that you own up to fuck shit up. Now, it doesn't mean I'm going to keep it easy for you. Yeah. Because like Alicia, I'm about that life. Which means you took me for granted. Now I got to show you. I'm not going to reveal my secrets now and tell you how I'm going to show you. But I'm going to show you for sure. Is the relationship going to stay the same? No, it's
Probably
not.
Nope,
It's not.
It's not.
It's a whole journey
You
we're
broken
starting
trust. Now
Yes.
you broken trust. And
Yes, but my whole thing is I have stopped to expect too much from human beings, not just men, human beings. I have been hurt a lot of times because I'm a very loyal person, because I'm honest, because I don't like to cheat. I'm not attracted to that. I'm that type of person. So I've been hurt a lot because people are not like me. So I just admitted, okay, you know what, Imara, just why don't you stop heading people in certain standards? And I'm not saying humanity is trash, but I'm saying human is human. People have flaws. People fuck shit up. I'm going to give you one chance. That doesn't mean I'm going to give you two chances. Because I'm very attracted to the idea of growth and evolution. And I want to see if you're able to grow from that point. And honestly, if you have marked my life in ways that are really they matter, really you.
pros and cons.
Exactly. If you've done real shit like in a year in my life, I have some more time and patience to do that. Now, if within a year there was a bunch of other stuff I didn't say nothing about, and then now I find out about that, I would just leave and without even no notice. So that's me.
You got to be calculated.
Yes, and also who is in front of you? Who is that person? How did that person impact your life? Because I don't think that the same rule should be valid for everybody. I do think that some people are fucked up. I do think that some people deserve a second chance. I am a very loyal person, but I'm not perfect, and I could hurt people. So, that's how. That's my answer.
It's beautiful.
I like that.
Oh, you
answer.
do?
I can't do that though.
I think Del gives too much too. I think for someone like
that's
your
another thing
personality,
too. Maybe that's
you are an extreme giver. So you
once
need
my peace
someone-
is disturbed, I'm not staying.
But you know what? I appreciate how she just want to give it all, and she wants the same back. Period.
Oh yeah.
Basically,
and at
I give
least
the
you want
benefit of the
same
doubt
back.
first.
A guy needs to be really
Through-
ready to be with you.
My thing is,
Yeah, someone who dates you needs to be fucking
Ready.
I like to try to use the best discernment as I can when I first talk to a guy. So when I
You're
say
efficient.
over vigilant, I'm looking at a lot of things. So I'm just like, he did something different today. I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna see
I like
why
to
he did
collect
something
data.
different today, and see where that goes from there. Once I see that it looks safe, I'm gonna be like, you are the person I want to give my all to. I want you to feel valued. A lot of men don't feel valued in their relationships. A lot of times it's in their head, though. They're like, don't think your money is doing anything for me. It's just got bread. I want to feel valued. I want to feel valued from you. A lot of men don't think that at all. Like, I remember, like, talking to certain people, and I'm like, you see where you went wrong? You assumed that I cared about what you brought to, like, what you could buy for me. Did I ever say that? No. Not in the slightest bit. Did I buy things for you? And that's another thing. I love giving gifts. I like buying things. I'll buy you clothes. I'll buy you food. You tell me you like caramel, I'm buying you candy that has caramel. I'm buying desserts that has caramel. I'm buying anything with caramel for you because I know that's what you like. That's the person I am. The acts of affection is what I do, because for me, saying things is corny, and a lot of dudes say shit and their actions are doing the opposite. So I never do acts of, like, I never speak, because my actions will always tell the truth from me. So when a nigga want to act funny like that, I'm not staying, dude. The best thing I could do for you is disappear. You'll never see me again.
One thing I can surely tell is that if there were more women like you, there would probably be less men who cheat. Because
There's a lot of fuck.
when we forgive, we do like me, trying to like give it a second chance and, see the growth and stuff. A lot of men will feel
And
like
take
it's okay.
that, and then take
I agree.
that
It's
for
totally,
granted. Yeah.
It's real. It's real. But wait a minute. We've been talking for like an hour and a half now.
Probably.
been
I
a
don't
while.
even know.
Because honestly, just to say one more thing on that topic, depending on who you give another chance to, you can create a demon or someone that actually is going to clean themselves up or continue to clean themselves up and evolve and grow. Because sometimes giving some people chances, that's the worst thing you could ever do.
That's where it gets tricky.
That's where it does get tricky, because you don't know.
I would say this, if I would be completely honest, it'd be one person I'd give a second chance to. But I would not. I would force myself not to. My emotions, I would want to be in that person's life, and I would want him to be in my life still. Mm-hmm. No. I already know where to go again.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I'm not going to risk it to see if it will or if it won't be good. So.
Okay.
Man, ask us more questions like that because I'm enjoying it. I want to know what men think about just the whole idea of cheating.
The cheating.
That's a post that's going to come through real quick, real soon in the Queen Code podcast on Instagram. Please make sure you guys follow us if you don't. And also on YouTube because we've been getting a lot of comments, especially you. People be fighting and shit. With you.
What can I say? I say thought-provoking things. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Once you think outside the box, the ones who keep commenting, you might learn something. I don't reply to people who have time to comment on the internet because I don't have time. So,
but you should reply.
I should, but I don't remember to.
Sorry. I will. Remember
some conversations. Yes. And
guys, make sure you tune in. Okay, we are here every Friday now. We're here with you guys. Let us know what you guys thought about this episode.
Men and women.
Mm-hmm. It's men's
mental health month.
Sorry,
I got you.
It's the wine, girl.
What's in this wine?
So I'm glad that we were able to talk about certain things. And if you guys feel like there's more that could be discussed, let us know.
Ladies, ask a question too, because I know y'all got some good questions.
Girl, no, the women definitely have some good questions.
I'm not even worrying about the queens because the queens know.
They always got good
They're
questions.
always coming with the real questions. So that's right. We'll see you next week. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Good night. Peace. And